126,000 based on 2011 census, about 10% of the total population of Botswana. The city is situated between Kigal Hill and Old Hill, near the confluence of Notwane River and Sigodishane River in the southeastern corner of Botswana, 15 kilometers from the South African border. The city of Gaborone is named after Chief Gaborone of the Chola tribe, who once controlled land nearby. Because it had no tribal affiliation and was close to fresh water, the city was planned to be the capital in the mid-1960s, when the Bechuanaland Protectorate became an independent nation. The center of the city is a long strip of commercial businesses called Main Mall, with a semicircle-shaped area of government offices to its east. Gaborone is one of the fastest growing cities in the world, and this has created problems with housing and illegal settlements. It is the economic capital as well as the government capital. It is headquarters to numerous companies and the Botswana Stock Exchange. Gaborone is also home to the South African Development Community (SADC), a regional economic community established in 1980. Many languages are spoken there, Swana being the main tongue. English, Kalanga, and Galagandi are also spoken. The city is served by Saseretse Kama International Airport, which lies 25 kilometers north of the city, and in 2018 it had flights to Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban, Addis Ababa, and various domestic destinations. It is the headquarters of Air Botswana, the national airline of Botswana. Public transport in the city is generally reliable when compared with major African cities. Kobis, small vans and taxis ply the routes within the city, while buses serve surrounding villages and other towns in Botswana. In conclusion, Gaborone is the capital, largest city, and financial hub of Botswana. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave a comment below about the video. Welcome.
Thousands of China's most powerful politicians are gathering in Beijing on Friday to chart the country's roadmap for the next 5 to 15 years. The annual National People's Congress, or NPC, was postponed last year following the coronavirus outbreak. This year, COVID-19 cases are under control, and analysts say President Xi Jinping will be touting an image of triumph, as well as consolidating his power.
He has been establishing his power through political and military achievements. In the future, he will focus on competing with other superpowers. He plans China's political future like an emperor.
Strengthening loyalty to the Chinese Communist Party is a priority. Beijing is preparing for the party's centenary in July.
During the Congress, China's leaders will release their annual work report outlining economic targets. Beijing is expected to encourage domestic consumption and continue to push for a more prosperous society. To do this, they will need to address the challenges of a widening wealth gap and an aging population. A GDP goal is also usually set, though this was skipped last year because of uncertainties around the pandemic. And some expect China's defense spending to be accelerated, especially given recent tensions with Taiwan and in the South China Sea.
China's strained relationship with the United States is another focal point. Beijing had hoped to reset ties with Washington, but US President Joe Biden is continuing the tough stance taken by his predecessor.
From their perspective, it's been disappointing. They see a lot of the same rhetoric, a lot of the same goals and ends, methods, means that were employed by the Trump administration.
Internationally, Beijing is facing increasing criticism over its treatment of Muslim Uyghurs, as well as political reforms in Hong Kong. It's expected to tighten its grip over the territory and pass laws to ensure only those loyal to Beijing are able to hold office. The national security law banning subversion was unveiled at last year's NPC. Dozens were arrested under the law this week for holding a primary vote ahead of elections. Meanwhile, environmental policymakers will be watching for further action on climate change. The government is expected to set targets for reducing carbon emissions, moving towards Xi's goal of making China carbon neutral by 2060. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.